Have you ever caught your reflection in the mirror and paused, thinking, "Who is that looking back at me?" It's a strangely surreal moment, isn't it? The face you see isn't unfamiliar, but it has certainly changed. The features have softened, time has left its trace, and sometimes it feels like you're staring at someone you used to know. That's one of the quiet truths about aging. It sneaks in slowly, altering not just your appearance, but how you see yourself. And aging isn't just about gray hairs or the fine lines forming around your eyes. It's the subtle shifts, the little aches, the slower mornings, the realization that your body no longer does things without complaint. It's about noticing how your reflection tells stories your younger self hadn't yet imagined. Before we dive deeper, if you find comfort in honest conversations about life, especially the messy, unfiltered parts of growing older, consider subscribing. There's so much more we'll be unpacking, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. Physical changes. Let's begin with the physical side of aging. One day you wake up and something feels different. Maybe it's the stiffness in your back, or the fact that you're more tired even after a full night's sleep. There was a time when staying up late, indulging in junk food, and waking up fresh-faced was the norm. Now, a midnight snack might leave you with heartburn, and sleeping in doesn't feel like rest. It feels like recovery. You find yourself stretching more, not as part of a fitness routine, but just to keep the aches at bay. Your joints creak, your muscles take longer to warm up, and you realize that jumping out of bed and hitting the ground running is a distant memory. These physical changes can feel like a betrayal, but they're also reminders of all the living you've done. And then there's the energy, or the lack of it. Remember the days when you could go out all night and still show up bright-eyed the next morning? These days, just the idea of a late night is exhausting. You rely on coffee to make it through the morning and find yourself winded after climbing a few stairs or carrying groceries. Your body whispers, sometimes shouts, "Take it easy." Yet, your mind still dreams big. You still feel young inside, ready to explore and create and chase passions. That disconnect between your body and your spirit can be frustrating. You want to keep moving, but sometimes your body has a different plan. Emotional changes beyond the physical. Aging takes an emotional toll too. Life, with all its ups and downs, leaves marks you can't always see. You begin to experience more loss. Friends drift away, loved ones pass on, and some dreams fade quietly in the background. Each of these moments carves a space in your heart, leaving behind both memory and scar. You become more aware of your own mortality. That awareness can be startling. A friend's illness, a peer's passing. It all hits closer to home now. You find yourself reflecting more, questioning how you've lived and how much time you might have left. These thoughts can be heavy and sometimes overwhelming. Regrets. And then come the questions, the what-ifs. With age often comes reflection, and sometimes regret. You wonder if you took the right path, chose the right partner, pursued the dreams that really mattered. You look at younger generations, bold and idealistic, chasing their futures with confidence, and you wonder, did I play it too safe? But here's something important to remember. Every decision brought you to where you are now. Maybe it's not exactly the life you imagined, but it's yours. It's a mosaic of both triumphs and trials. It's real. And within that mix of pride and disappointment is something valuable: wisdom. Societal pressure. Then there's the pressure. Oh, the pressure. Society has this unspoken checklist. By a certain age, you should have a career, a home, a family, and a 5-year plan. But what if you don't? What if your path looks different, or you're still figuring it out? That weight of expectation can be suffocating. You might feel behind, like time is running out to get it right. But the truth is, everyone's journey is different, and what society expects isn't always what your soul needs. Relationships. As the years pass, friendships evolve too. Your social circle may shrink. Some friends move away, others get lost in the chaos of their own lives, and some connections just fade. You realize how rare and precious real friendships are, the kind where you can be yourself without judgment or effort. Making new friends becomes harder. You're no longer in school or surrounded by natural opportunities to bond. You start to miss the ease of those old, deep connections, the ones where no explanation was needed. The loneliness that creeps in can make you question your value and place in the world. Comparison. And let's not forget comparison. Social media, though a window into others' lives, can be a distorted mirror. You scroll through photos of perfect vacations, successful careers, and picture-perfect families, wondering why your life doesn't look like that. But remember, those are highlight reels, not the full story. Everyone struggles. Everyone has doubts. What you see isn't always the truth. Comparison can steal your joy if you let it. It creates a toxic cycle that's hard to break, especially when you measure your worth against someone else's curated version of life. A silver lining. But here's the silver lining. Getting older also brings clarity. It strips away what doesn't matter and reveals what does. You learn to savor the simple joys, a warm drink on a cold morning, a good book, or a peaceful evening with someone you love. You begin to say no more often, not out of rebellion, but from understanding your worth. You choose peace over pressure and purpose over pretense. And that shift? That's where the real freedom lies. You become more selective about how you spend your time. You come to understand that it's perfectly fine to say no to things that don't bring you joy. Little by little, you stop living to meet society's expectations and start choosing what truly makes you happy. That shift feels incredibly freeing. Conclusion. With time, you begin to settle into yourself. The doubts and insecurities that once weighed heavily on you start to fade. You grow more accepting of your quirks, your flaws, and everything that makes you uniquely you. There's comfort in knowing that no one has it all figured out, and that's completely okay. You start to love yourself more fully, imperfections and all. It's not an easy journey, but it's one worth taking. As you continue navigating the complex path of aging, remember, you're not walking it alone. So many others are dealing with the same questions, the same fears, the same quiet hopes. Opening up and sharing those feelings can be powerful. In that vulnerability, you may find strength, connection, and even healing. So, as we bring this conversation to a close, let me leave you with this. Aging is a natural part of life. It comes with its challenges, yes, but it also brings clarity, growth, and unexpected beauty. Embrace each change, each lesson, and each year with open arms. And if this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel. There's so much more to explore about life's journey, its highs, its lows, and everything in between. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for sharing this moment with me. Getting older isn't just about counting the years. It's about collecting experiences, growing through change, and cherishing the connections we make. Here's to embracing the road ahead, no matter how uncertain it may be. Let's keep walking it together.